Hey there, Heather. Ho there. Chef Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to yet another ASG Golf tournament. We are doing the final round of the 70s 90s tour live from Austin, where the scores are very low and things don't blow, if you will. I know it's kind of a dumb thing and all that, but I can't rhyme. I could try, but I can't. So, nevertheless, we are doing some golf and seeing who will win this big tournament here in October 2022. If I can find my page, the page with my golf notes on it. There we are. All right. So right now, Greg Norman has a two-stroke lead over Bruce Crampton with David Love III also 2 strokes back. If Greg Norman wins, then his second place finish in August will be taken away. He's in the backdoor tournament no matter what because he took second place, even if he doesn't win a tournament. And well, that means he's out of the runner-up tournament. And that's the third person to be knocked out. Duval and Pate had a second place finish, but now they're in first place. Duval and Norman. So there'll be 9 people. So they'll have to add some more people coming in. So anyway, Norman is looking for win number. Norman's only won 1 tournament in ASG history. Bruce Crampton, who's 2 strokes back, has won 2 tournaments. His fellow Aussie, and David Love III has won a tournament. So Crampton and Love have not had a top 2 finish. So a top 2 finish would be great for them because you win a tournament, you go to Augusta guaranteed. If you take second place, you go to the backdoor tournament. Or else. The highest guy who has won a tournament, Nick Price, is at 1600 par. If Price or anyone else wins 2 tournaments in a year, then they are disqualified for the rest of the year because you want to be fairness. There's only 2 tournaments left. So, yeah, David Duval had won 2 tournaments, and, well, he's out now. Yeah, if Price would win, then the second place golfer would get the trip to Augusta, and then the next guy down gets second place. So we will play the final pairing as we always do, Norman and Crampton, and then we will get set up for November. Unlike the early 10s tournament, we will show you the way to set up the tournament for November because the early 10s have to wait for somebody from the Al Red Sox fan group to play. Lauren Roberts, 4th straight birdie. So yeah, these guys will be playing, I believe, in Cherry Hills. Yep, they'll be at Cherry Hills in Colorado next month. Lauren Roberts at 500 front 9. So yeah, I got to check some stuff out. OTP on the way as the Phillies win on TV. So they're at 3-0 on the Rockies. And the Toronto Blue Jays in real life, IRL, are playing the Seattle Mariners in the ALCS. This, of course, tournament is being held before. The ending is before the start of the ALCS. So, yeah, nice job by Bert Yancey getting out in 28? Yeah, 7 under in the front 9. My gosh. Mark Calcavecchia triple bogey to drop to -10. That's not good when you're. So, yeah, a lot of things are happening. So, yeah, Yankees getting a little ticked off. They're going to lose a couple of players to free agency. The Mets will lose the polar bear Pete Alonso, who was rumored to come to Toronto as a last minute replacement for Mr. Vladdy Jr. if he couldn't come to a deal before free agency started. Well, Vladdy did come to the deal. We gave him the bag, if you will, and he's paid off 9 RBIs against those pesky Yankees, who are basically whining because it's now their second longest title drought in history. The only drought worse than them was when they started in 1901 playing in the American League and didn't win a championship until 1923. So that 22-year stretch is the longest in history. It would be 2031. By the time it would be 2032, that streak would be the longest if they haven't done one in World Series in the next 7 years. Lots of good scoring by players today. Greg Norman starts in the lead. All 18 holes. Perfect drive to the right center and 265. Crampton, perfectly placed left center. 139. Crampton, up and draw. Ooh, that's a little too much. Norman. Nicely done. Crampton's got to pitch up and come close, but that's not going to work. Crampton, another shot. For bogey. Overshot. Norman for birdie. Ah, couldn't do it. Let's give it a bad count. Norman has a 2-6 lead. Hubie Green. Oh, David's Love is now at 20. Hubie Green had a good final round. He's at 1800 par, so that's the score to beat. Only 3 guys ahead of us. Norman on 2. Center. Yeah, David's Love is second right now, trying to catch him. Crampton. That's going to be bunker. Norman, can he get across everything? Well, Prisoner. He hits the rocky wall. Oh, rocky wall, you'll always be such a bitch to me. Good old rocky wall. Woo! Crampton for birdie. Nope. Norman for par. He needs this. No. And Bobby Cole now at 20 under par. Love bogeys, but Bobby Cole's on a roll. I think he hasn't won a tournament, right? No, Bobby Cole has not. We're going to look like Crampton, Norman. Now they got to go past the water. It is a par 4. Crampton. I think he was trying to avoid the water. So now Norman over the water. Yes. Draw back. Yeah. 23 feet. Could be worse. I don't have a great hit. Crampton. Oy. He's just losing. He's just got a cramp. Norman for birdie. Too much. And Crampton will get a quadruple. Go up to -13. And he's now in 29th. Norman for par. And full pars too. So they're both at 20 under par. Nice shot. Oh, draw back. Oh, it's going to roll back 33 feet. Crampton. He's close. That's 4 feet. Norman's like, why couldn't I do it like my fellow countrymen? For the bird, he's off by 3 feet. He'll be okay. Crampton for bird. Hello. Norman's Cole's done 8 holes. So that's the 8th hole for him. He's now got the lead. But Norman does have 4 holes in hand on him. So that will work. He'll kind of know what the score will be. That's always the best option, is that you know, whoa, crap. Holy Toledo. Holy Toledo, Norman. That's a miss. Play right there. Norman for pitch shot, and he'll be 11 feet away for birdie. Nope, a par. Norman for par. Nope. And he's lost it. Now he's 2 strokes behind. Well, 1 stroke behind. Bobby Cole. Oh, that's the new one. We're on a par 5. So Norman is better than 30 to par 5. That's always the plan. 30 goes to the par 5. Because if you don't 30 to par 5, you're in trouble. Crampton's second shot. It is a par 5. Much less. Norman. That's it. And 40-foot putt. Crampton. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Shot. Crampton. Rolling for eagle. He has a 1 in 9 chance, but it is at the tip, right? The rules committee is just talking to him. Is he allowed to lag? Yes, he is. Yep. They told him 40 feet. That's enough. You can, and it's for eagle. You might as well lag. Might move. They tell him he's allowed to lag. So he'll birdie tie Bobby Cole, and Cole will be 20 under through 10. Crampton. Nice eagle, but nice. Norman. And we'll be on the green. We'll be 16 feet away. I'll have a 30 for the lead. Crampton 7 feet away for the lead. Puts it in. He had a few bad holes, but he's down by 30. Crampton for court. Time of his triple bogeys drops to minus 15 outside the top 10. The high scored is 18 under par. We will have more coverage of the... Ooh, one left. That wind was not there. Crampton. And Norman shot just killing straight on the fairway. Crampton does have a bad angle. Norman actually has a clear shot. He's on the green. He's 31 feet away. Crampton's not too happy. Well, he did have that quadruple bogey. For birdie. He's off by 2. Norman will be up by a stroke. Norman. Uh-oh. He's got a bad angle. Nice shot by Crampton. He's 30 feet away. Norman, can he get over the crevice? He does. He is 35 away for birdie. He has to putt. He's off the green. Why? He'll bogue. Good job. Crampton? He made it, and okay. Now time for the scorecard check. Norman +1. He's had 3 bogeys, 2 birdies. Crampton, that quadruple bogeys ruined him. He would have been an even par through the round. The leaderboard. Greg Norman is tied with Lou Graham for first place. Graham trying to win his first tournament in history. That's right. Norman, Graham for the 70s, Norman for the 90s. Nick Price, Bobby Cole, Al Geiberger, and David Love are all at 19 under par. The clubhouse leader is 18 under for Hubie Green. Johnny Miller finished at 17 under par. McGee and Chi-Chi are yet to finish their round. But yeah, Lou Graham coming out of nowhere. I think he was close early on, wasn't he? Crampton, 110. He's about 126 away. Norman. Second shots. Norman, draw back. No. 25. Crampton. He's long way, 40 feet away. He is like 5 strokes away. You might as well putt. Get the cart. Norman plays like he's a birdie. Too much. And he flubs it for par. Well, he made par. That's a big par. Graham made par. 2 on 11. Over the water. It is 29. Norman. Nice shot. Oh, but he's showing over everything. He needs that good par putt. 17 feet. For birdie. Crampton. Out by 5. For par. Yeah, that. Thank goodness for that. Clutch putt by Norman. And he's still tied with Graham. He does have 4 eyes in hand on Graham. He's done 14. Norman's done 11. Well, that was a bad shot there. It is a par 5. Whoa, that's going to be from a different area code. Crampton doesn't really have any shot. Yeah, Crampton's like basically done for. Well, that's not bad. He recovers. Norman's better be careful. Don't go near the water. Well, that'll work. He's 7 away. Not bad. That's good. Okay. Crampton, well, he will putt for eagle. It is a par 5 from 21. And he overshoots it by 10 feet. And he overshoots that. Guy had 2 chances. Guy just had to come close. Now with a 4-way tie. Cole and Price are now tied with Lou Graham. So it's a 4-way tie. On to 13. Norman. Way out of trouble. Now 13 has a lot of water. That's one. Now Norman. Nice shot. Ooh, a little over. That's okay. I thought that was going to be better. Norman's going to putt Because why not? He's out by 2. He'll par. He'll stay at 20 under with Crampton for 30. And he can't do anything with it. New Graham now birdies on 16. Well, it was a par 5. Cole, Guyberger, Norman. That should be an interesting finish. Well, Peter Green's probably the top 2. For sure. Norman's doing okay. Second shots, Norman. Just get close. Norman. And, okay. That's all right. Norman taps. And Graham's at 22 under par. So Graham third. Norman, I think it's almost for 5. Norman's on the straight time. Up and over. Norman. We got 15 for birdie. Beautiful. For birdie. Well, now we have in a situation. We now know the scoreboard. Lou Graham at 22, Guyberger 21. Bobby Cole did not make it. So we know this. Graham and Guyberger are top 2. Bobby Cole can't do anything. Well, Chi-Chi, if he birdies, he can make things happen. Davis Love will not make it through. So Norman knows that the score to beat is 22. He needs to stay calm, make a birdie, probably force a playoff, if need be. Norman, first shot. No water can affect it. Just stay clean. Second shot. And he is on the green, and he is off the green. It rolled. That would have been a fantastic shot for Eagle. Hampton will come up the rough that way. Norman will pitch up and get close for a birdie, and he is within 7 feet. He should be okay. Crampton. Once again, touch off the green. And he's now in 7th place. Oh, he's not going to get him a top 2 finish, but money is money. Norman from 7 feet. He tied it. He is tied. And now on to 17. Crampton. Near that wall. Norman doesn't get near that wall. Thank goodness. Because the pin placement was actually worth today. Oh my. I thought Crampton had chipped in for the 3rd time. Norman for birdie. Oh, he's off by a foot. So, here's what we know. Here's what we know headed to 18. We know that Lou Graham's at 22 under par. Greg Norman is also at 22 under par. Al Guyberger is 21 under par. So the situation is this. If Greg Norman birdies on 18, it's over. He wins. He goes to Augusta, and his 2nd place finish will actually turn into a 1st. If Norman pars, he's in a playoff with Graham. If Norman fumbles and gets a bogey, him and Guyberger are tied for 2nd, and I believe Guyberger might even take 2nd. Well, they have to go to a tiebreak to decide who's got the best first-round score, and I think Norman was better. So Norman would get his 2nd runner-up finish, if you will. But if Norman double bogeys or worse, Al Guyberger will take 2nd, and Lou Graham will win his 1st tournament, while Norman needs a par. At the moment, deny Graham his 1st championship. Graham's from the 70s, I know that. Norman just needs to stay calm and cool. That's a good shot. He's in the middle of the fairway. He's running through to the pin. 2nd shot. And he is right there. And he's within 5 feet. This should be... What a shot by Norman. Crampton for birdie. Got it. So he touches it now. Norman's got a good chance to win this tournament. He's within 5 feet. He's got a very good numbers. Will this be the tournament? This will be the tournament. Greg Norman does it. Ozzy. Oi, oi, oi. Greg Norman pulls it off. What a job. He wins the tournament, and Lou Graham will not win the tournament. But the good news for Graham, well, that is Greg Norman's 2nd tournament win all time. His 1st. No, that's his second. So Greg Norman, that is his second tournament win ever. He did it. He birdies the 18th to win the match. A 2 under 69, just good enough. He beats Lou Graham by a stroke. Al Geiberger takes third. If no, well, I just want to know. Well, Greg Norman was up and down. He had 3 bogeys on the back 9, on the front 9, but on the back 9, he played steady golf, 3 birdies in the last 4 holes, wins the tournament. Second great in putts in regulation, even though he 3-putted on the 12th for a par. That was still pretty good. Lou Graham, a 5 under par round. He had a 10 on, yeah, he had 10 under 61 just to get this far. And he takes second place. Not half bad. He did pretty good. Al Geiber, well, Norman had a 65. Geiberger had a 65 as well. They would have had to go to the second round. 65, 65, 65, 68. Graham, Norman was 65, 60. Oh, yeah. So Norman would have taken second place because he had a 60 on day 2. Him and Geiberger had 65s, but he had a 60. Remember, Norman, if he had birdied on 18, he would have won, and then we would have challenged to see who took second, and Lou Graham would have ended up being second place. So, you know the adage. It's like the final round TV matchup is basically you're in the top 2, you're basically screwed. Well, not this time. Norman survives by a stroke over Graham. Geiberger takes third. Bobby Cole takes fourth at 20 under par. Chi-Chi, who had a runner-up finish in January, he'll be fifth with 19 under par, same as Davis Love and Bruce Crampton. Hubie Green, an 8 under 63, just to get into 8th place. Great job. Nick Price, 2 under par. He ties for 8th. Johnny Miller, Lee Trevino tie for 10th. Jim Jamison, 8 under par. Constantino Roca, 7 under par on the final day to get in a tie for 15th. So good for you. Oh, good for you. So Norman wins. So guess what? For the third time, the 70s, 90s, there's a runner-up has won a tournament. So yeah. So it's going to be at best 9 guys, like 6 out of 9. But they will add a few more players. So anyway, Greg Norman wins. And we will get rid of the horizontal display because we got to do a stroke play. Because guess what? These guys have to play somewhere else. November 2025. See Cherry Bomb at Cherry Hills. All the golfers, well, except for Duval, because Duval can't. Yeah, Duval can't because he's already won 2 tournaments. Yep, so Duval is out of the tournament guaranteed. It will be top 70 in ties going to the weekend at Cherry Hills. And Duval's the only one we need to worry about. So, okay, let's keep going. We shall create the tournament at Cherry Hills. Looks good. Options. Do a little run off. Okay, so we gotta make sure. So we're gonna be looking at Greg Norman the first day, and there he is. Group 17 with Chi-Chi and Bayachi. So Greg Norman's first round will be covered, and the runner-up was Lou Graham, and he is in group number 21. Graham is with Tolles and Stockton, so we'll be watching Lou Graham on Friday. John Wise, by the way, from the Red Sox fan, he's in group 39. He's with Johnny Miller and Jim Jamison, so that's pretty good. A Johnny, a John, and a Jim. So that's funny. So yeah, Cherry Hills will take precedence and host the 70s 90s tour in November, and we'll have fun. And of course, next week we do the 40s 60s with Dwayne Martz. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.